What if two of the largest armies on Earth clash tomorrow? India and China, neighbors and rivals, locked in a titanic struggle for supremacy. Both stand massive and battle-ready. But there's one category where China has a massive advantage that changes everything. Stay tuned to find out which it is. India fields an active force of 1.5 million troops, with another 1.2 million in reserve. Their paramilitary numbers are staggering at 2.5 million, bringing total deployable forces to 5.1 million. China, despite its legendary military reputation, holds 2 million active soldiers, larger and active alone, but just 10,000 reserves and 660,000 paramilitaries, totaling 3.2 million troops. India's population edges slightly ahead at 1.43 billion versus China's 1.43 billion, giving India a wider human resource pool. In sheer manpower across all categories, India eclipses China. India wins manpower. China commands 3,300 total aircraft, dwarfing India's 2,200. Fighter jets soar at 200 for China, more than double India's 564 fighters. Helicopters count as 912 for China, slightly higher than India's 843. But attack helicopters expose even broader influence. China boasts 281 attack helicopters to India's mere 37. India's air power depends heavily on select key aircraft like 36 Rafales, 4.5 Gen multi-role, 260 Su-30 MKIs, 4++ Gen fighters, 40 HAL Tejas light combat aircraft, and 22 OH-64E Apache attack helicopters. China, on the other hand, fields 205th Gen J-20 Mighty Dragons, 300 J-16, 4.5 Gen multi-role, 350 J-10Cs, 4th Gen fighters, a fearsome strategic bomber fleet of 120 H-6Ks and 180 Z-10 attack helicopters. The skies belong to China. China wins air power. On the ground, China edges out with 5x800 tanks against India's 4,600. Armored personnel carriers reveal a similar pattern. China fields 15,500 to India's 12,000. Artillery counts stand 5,900 pieces to India's 4,200, and rockets show China's superiority with 3,200 to India's 1,300. India's key assets include 1,200 T-90S Bhishma main battle tanks, 124 domestically produced Arjun Mk2 MBTs, and 600 BMP-2 Sarath infantry fighting vehicles. Comparatively, China boasts 800 Type 90-9A MBTs, 300 Type 15 light tanks, 2,000 ZBD-04A IFVs, and 600 PCL-181 self-propelled howitzers. The volume and variety of China's ground systems are overwhelming. China wins ground forces. India fields a total naval fleet of 295 vessels, including 2 carriers, 18 submarines, 11 destroyers, and 13 frigates. China commands an imposing fleet nearly 2.5 times larger, 730 ships, including 3 carriers, 61 submarines, 50 destroyers, and 42 frigates. India's crown jewels include INS Vikrant, a homegrown aircraft carrier, INS Arihant with its 2 nuclear ballistic missile submarines, and Kolkata-class guided missile destroyers numbering 3. China counters with the advanced Fujian Type 003 catapult aircraft carrier, 8 Type 055 heavy destroyers, 6 Type 094 nuclear ballistic missile submarines, and 17 Type 0398 diesel attack submarines. At sea, China dominates. China wins naval power. India's missile arsenal features 20 Agni V ICBMs, the deadly BrahMos supersonic cruise missile with 200 units deployed, and 5 imported S-400 Triumph air defense systems. China's missile forces are staggering: 80 DF-41 ICBMs, a formidable 200 DF-26 carrier killer intermediate range ballistic missiles, and 100 YJ-21 hypersonic anti-ship weapons. The sheer size and technological edge of China's missiles make India's impressive arsenal comparatively modest. China wins missiles. India spends $83.6 billion annually on defense from a $3.9 trillion GDP supporting 1.43 billion people. China's defense budget exceeds threefold at $296 billion, backed by an $18.5 trillion GDP serving 1.43 billion citizens. The financial muscle and economic backing clearly favor China. China wins defense budget. India possesses about 172 nuclear warheads with delivery systems, including 2 nuclear ballistic submarines and land-based Agni missiles. China dwarfs this, fielding approximately 500 nuclear warheads and boasting the DF-41 ICBMs, plus multiple ballistic missile submarines. The strategic nuclear might is decisively in China's favor. China wins nuclear. Let's look at the final scoreboard. Manpower, India. Air power, China. Ground forces, China. Naval power, China. Missiles, China. Defense budget, China. Nuclear, China. With 6 categories dominated by China and only 1 by India. The overall military balance tips heavily in favor of the Chinese People's Liberation Army. Their advanced technology, larger platforms, and heavier budgets establish unambiguous superiority. China is the decisive winner. Subscribe and hit the bell to stay tuned. Next, we'll dissect Russia versus the USA, an explosive confrontation you can't miss.